joined by our defending champion, Mr. Brooks Koepka. Brooks, welcome to what is your 7th PGA Championship, and this one's a little bit unique for you. You're obviously our defending champion, but you're also defending Long Island as you won the U.S. Open a couple hours east of here out at Shinnecock last year. So maybe that takes us back to last summer and what a special year it was for you.
Yeah, it really was. You know, it's always nice to defend, but being in New York, I've got good memories. You know, it's a fun place to play. It's a fun place to play in front of the fans. They're always energetic, and it's you know, you come back and you've got good feelings this week, and you just kind of hopefully ride that momentum.
So PGA Championships moved to May. So how is a South Florida guy going to be dealing with what is a soggy golf course and a little bit colder temperatures than you may have experienced last year in St. Louis? So how are you going to deal with that?
Slightly colder than it was in St. Louis, but it's I mean, it's fine. We deal with it all the time. It's not a big deal. It's something, you know, this golf course is already long, but being wet, it'll be interesting to see. You know, that makes the fairways a little bit wider, which I think could be in our benefit, or especially the longer hitters, because you know, we can get a little bit further down there, and usually the longer hitters aren't as accurate. So open up those fairways for us, and these greens will be quite receptive. So as slopey as they are, you really got to position the ball quite well here.
All right, let's hit the floor with some questions. We'll start off on the left over here, number 2, please.
Brooks, it looked like you played pretty well in Dallas. I was just wondering what you saw in your game that you liked, and maybe what you saw that maybe needs a little bit sharpening up coming into this week.
Yeah, I feel good. I like the way I was striking the ball. I felt like I was controlling the ball nicely, flighting it nicely, controlling the spin. I was really pleased with that. Maybe just clean up a few chips. I just kind of hit some sloppy chips. I'm not too concerned about that. That'd be fine. Pete Callen's here this week, so just make sure that's on point after Wednesday, going into the event. But everything feels really good. I like where my game's at. I like playing the week before just to kind of build that rhythm. I've said it before, if I was home, I probably wouldn't be practicing, so it's nice to get out the week before and you know, build on that rhythm.
Let's go back right 1, please.
Brooks, Jay from the Golf Newsnet. As you look at the scorecard and the yardages, and as you played this golf course before, what holes in particular are you looking forward to attacking most?
I think you got to attack the par 5s. I think it's pretty simple with my lane being how wet it is. You really got to take advantage of the par 5s. I mean, it's a tough golf course. You're not going to make too many birdies, and when you can, you really need to take advantage of it, because there's not too many holes where you step up on the tee and you're like, man, this is an easy hole. I can really take advantage of it. So take care of the par 5s, and then just try to hang on the rest of them.
Let's go bottom left over here again. Craig, please. Number 2.
Yeah, Brooks, you and Tiger have exchanged 1-2 finishes in the last 2 majors. How much do you see this as a rivalry between you two, even though there is a little bit of an age difference? And what will it be like to actually be on the course with him the first 2 rounds? You guys weren't really paired together the last 2.
Yeah, there's a big age difference there. He's a little bit older. But, I mean, I don't see it as a rivalry. I mean, it's just golf. I mean, it's not like there's a huge history there where it's been over, you know, like football, you've got a rivalry that's been over 20, 30 years. I mean, it's just really been the last couple of years, so I don't see it as a rivalry. Although it is fun to play against him. You know, best player to ever play the game. I mean, we're talking about, you know, you guys want to talk about a rivalry. I think that's pretty cool to hear. It's exciting for me, but you know, I'm just looking forward to this week, to playing with him. You know, it'll be interesting. I don't think we haven't been paired together too much, especially over the last couple of years. You know, he's been the group in front or group behind, so it'll definitely be interesting.
Let's go number 1 here, straight through.
Brooks, players often speak about trying to peak 4 times a year. You've done a pretty good job of figuring that out over the last couple of years. I guess the question is how?
I like to play the week before. I think it's something that's kind of helped me. You know, Dallas last week, every time I've won, I played the week before. We've looked at stats, we've looked at everything. better myself when it comes to a major. And I think playing that week before, building the rhythm, just getting a little bit more touch, a little bit more feel, and then working on whatever I need to work on. It's pretty simple. I keep things maybe more low key this week than I would on a normal week, and try to. I don't want to say take it less serious, but more of a relaxed atmosphere. I think sometimes you can kind of outpsych yourself, so I just don't let that bug me. You know, hey, it's just 1 week, 1 hole. You know, you go out there, try not to make any bogeys, and if you're in trouble, just don't make a double, because doubles are going to cost you majors. Augusta.
Straight down here, number 2.
Hey Brooks, when you came to the U.S. Open, you had mentioned that you felt overlooked, a little underrated. Do you still have that feeling?
No, not as much. No. I think at the U.S. Open, yeah, it was more of that. Now, so not really. You know, I'm just trying to go out and go play golf. Everything seems to kind of take on a story of its own. And kind of help out a little bit, I think, sometimes. But yeah, I feel like it is what it is, and you know, I'm just trying to be me. I think I'm doing a better job of that. Letting you guys kind of into my life, or not viewing you guys as the enemy, which I kind of did maybe earlier on in my career. Where now it's listen, this is who I am, and I'm not gonna change for anybody. I'm just gonna show you guys who I really am.
Straight through to Gary, number 1.
Brooks, having won a U.S. Open setup and a PGA setup, and this was prior to U.S. Open venue, and now it's a PGA. Describe the differences between the two in your mind.
It's actually not that far off. I mean, I think the PGA typically they've got a lot of rough. The rough is very thick. You know, U.S. Open, you're pretty much getting the same thing. I mean, the way this golf course is set up, it's very similar to U.S. Open PGA mix, and that's why I think it's perfect for it. It's very tough. I think the score will be somewhat around even par, maybe a little bit better. You know, depending on how cold it gets, how much it's supposed to rain Thursday, Friday. So this golf course is going to be tough. It's probably going to play like a combination of both of them, I think.
Here on the left.
Hey mate, where do you think Brooks Koepka has the most room for improvement?
Good question. I mean, you can always get better from 100 and in. Dial in the wedge game. Make sure. Nothing frustrates me more than having a wedge in your hand and making bogey, just like everybody else. I think it's, you know, you're looking at making a birdie, having a close putt for birdie, having a good luck, and then you miss the green, or 3-putt it, trying to be a little too aggressive. And you know, I would say that that's probably the weakest part of my game right now. I mean, anything inside 8 feet, I feel like is good. I feel like I'm going to make it. And then off the tee, we've kind of switched. I started hitting this little fairway finder a little bit more. It's more of a lower flat cut. It started maybe middle of last year at Shinnecock, and I've just stuck with it. And I don't know my driving percentages if they've gone up, but I feel like I'm hitting the driver way better, way more control. The misses are way better, and everything's just trying to get more consistent.
In mind as to where your career will be acceptable to you, given how this trajectory you're on right now is immense. Do you have a goal, a number? Tiger was driven by Jack's number. You know, is there something in your?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a number. I mean, I don't see why you can't get to double digits. I think you keep doing what you're supposed to do. You play good, you peak at the right times. Like I said, I think sometimes the majors are the easiest ones to win. You know, half the people shoot themselves in the foot, and eventually I know I can beat most of them. And then from there, it's just those guys left who's going to play good and you can win. So, you know, I don't see any reason they can't get to double digits.
Let's go 1 here, please. Yeah. Yeah, Michael.
Brooks, where were you, Sunday at Augusta, where were you when Tiger was playing 18, and what was that experience like for you?
I was in the, I think I was signing my scorecard while he was coming up 18. I just sat in there and watched it. I mean, I think it's something that any player, any fan, any golfer was probably glued to the TV at that moment and watching it. It was pretty neat, pretty special for all of us. You know, it was great to see him win. I was a little bit, you know, disappointed. I felt like I kind of let it slip a little bit, but at the same time, you know, that's what our sport needed. We needed them to win a major. It's good. It's good for everybody. It's good for the sponsors. Good for the players. Good for fans. It's just good to have Tiger back winning majors. But to be there on 18 and, you know, congratulated him when he was done, and you know, it was fun to be a part of, because that atmosphere when he was done was pretty special.
A follow-up here, please.
Jim,
Go ahead.
when Tiger hit that sort of funky second shot on 18, what were you thinking at that point?
I mean, it was over once I missed the putt. Poulter's putt kind of threw me off a little bit watching his. I mean, Tiger even did the same thing, kind of hung out there. Poulter's went right. I'd seen it. I know it was a new green, but years past, everyone kind of been on the low side. So, you know, I was going to go outside the hole, and then watching Poulter's move right. I just figured I'd bash it right in the hole. That's straight, and it just moved. So when he hit the shot, it was more of a, he left it in the perfect spot to make 5. Took 6 out of play. It didn't matter at that point. He knew it was over.
Number 2 on our left here, please.
Brooks, you told us on a call this week that you expect Tiger to be in contention now on Sundays, but you said you don't fear him. Why not?
I mean, what's the point in fearing anybody? We're not fighting. I mean, unless I was standing there and not prepared for a punch, I might be like, whoa. But other than that, I mean, he's not going to knock my teeth in. You know, he's not going to hurt me. So what's there to be afraid of?
You know, your thoughts on 18 are, and you know, just what experience you had there.
Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, it's I guess like a 3-iron off the tee. You're just trying to play for position, and then from there, you know, it's I don't think it's as easy as people think it is. You know, you put it in those bunkers, you can get a funky lie. It's a great finishing hole. You can make a disaster. You can make bogey for being in the middle of the fairway pretty quickly. But also, I think if you put it in the fairway, you can take it over the bunkers, choose to. Or you can hit 3-iron, I think, which is what we've done in the past, and lay back and just try to, you know, win it from your second shot, or try to win it from there.
Let's go to number 2, and then work our way to the center.
Brooks, you said just before that you might have fed the narrative of Brooks Koepka over the last couple of years, but does criticism from outside or from the media motivate you at all? Does it play any part in wanting to get more wins and more matches?
I don't think. I mean, some of it was a little bit manufactured. I think some of it was quite real. Like I said in the past, I think I said it once, and it was on of a mind of its own. It was just at a point where I felt like, you know, if other players had done that, it would have been a way bigger deal. I get Tiger was back, so it's a little bit different. You know, a lot of the attention was going to be there, but some of it was a little bit manufactured on myself. But I think you've got to find a chip or got to find something to motivate yourself and give you that extra little something going into a tournament or going into an event, whatever it might be, to really want to push you over that line.
Let's go 1. In front.
Hey Brooks, you've had so much success in the majors, so how did you rebound from the Masters psychologically coming so close? You seem to be very even keeled. Was it tougher than handling that?
I mean, I played good. I mean, I don't know what I was supposed to do. Hit every shot coming down on the back nine, just like I wanted to. You know, obviously hit one in the water on 12. I mean, wind. You know, the wind should have been a little bit off the right, and then I backed off it because it went down off the left, and then when I hit it, it was into off the left, and when you see that ball climb on the last little bit, it gets above those trees and starts floating, and then it starts drifting with the wind. You know, the way that hole's set up, it's not gonna reach the green. So, you know, you're aiming for the middle of the green, it doesn't happen. It's just golf. I mean, there's nothing to rebound from. You know, I take it. Yeah, it's second place. It's not fun, but at the same time, you just got to move on. It's in the past. I could care less what happened last week. You know, a couple years ago, it's all about this week.
Straight back to.
Hey, Brooks. You mentioned this fairway finder shot. Is that something you've been developing in the past few months? And what kind of adjustments do you make in your setup or your swing in order to hit that shot?
Yeah, it's been about maybe a year that we've found it. It was kind of, I don't want to say old, but it was something we worked on from on the driving range to when I was working with Claude, just to really kind of feel coming over the ball. Sometimes I get a little stuck underneath, and it was kind of a drill to make sure we faded it. And all I do is just set up left, and maybe, I guess if you really want to I just feel like I hit down on it a little bit more. Probably hit down on it 2 degrees, but I probably hit down 4 on those, and just make sure it cuts from there. Just turn as hard as I can, and it's always going to start at the left side of the fairway and come back. Ball flight's a little bit lower, but it's just developed into something that I've taken to the golf course. It's something that's kind of actually helped my overall swing, because it makes sure that I'm not underneath it. This is just a bad tendency that I have. It helps with the overall game.
Far right, number 1.
Brooks, you mentioned the par 5s here, but in general, how important is length going to be on this soggy, long golf course?
Yeah, I mean, if you can't find the fairway here, I think you're really going to run into issues. The rough. I haven't been out on the golf course yet, but I'm assuming the rough's deep. It's going to be wet, which makes it, if you're going to hit it in the rough, I don't think you're going to be able to go off the greens. That's just on a guess. I'll know more when I get out there, but I mean, it's almost 7,500 wet. It's going to be playing about 77, so that's a long golf course. You're going to need to be able to hit the ball far and hit it straight.
Straight back, number 2.
Brooks, speaking of those conditions, what did it give you to for that time period that you did difficult conditions?
That's great. You know, play over there, play in different conditions, different golf courses, all that. I mean, when you're over there, it's in England, it's not the best weather conditions to play around. So you get used to it, you just get out. I think sometimes it's actually easier when it's poor conditions, rainy, windy, whatever. You just know some guys are going to get frustrated. You know, bad shots are going to turn into really bad shots, and you just got to really focus in a little bit more. And I think that's what's going to help me, because I can really zone in and really make sure that, you know, each shot counts.
We have time for a couple more, Brooks, and let's start right here, number 1.
Hi, Brooks. We've heard you say several times majors are the easiest to win, yet that seems too simple for complicated minds. What has led you to internalize this approach, which clearly seems to be a winning approach?
The easiest way I can break it down is there's, 140, about
156 in the field.
156 in the field. So you figure at least 80 of them I'm just going to beat. From there, you figure about half of them won't play well from there, so you're down to about maybe 35. And then from 35, you know, some of them just, you know, pressure is going to get to them. So it only leaves you with a few more, and you just got to beat those guys. If you just hang around, I think one of the big things that I've learned over the last few years is you don't need to win it. You don't have to try to go win it. Just hang around. If you just hang around, good things are going to happen. So I think that's what's kind of caused me an issue in the regular PGA Tour events. I've gone out Saturday and tried to build a cushion. maybe pressed a little bit too hard and gotten ahead of myself. Where in the majors, I just stay in the moment. I never think one hole ahead. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm not thinking about the next shot. I'm just thinking about what I've got to do right then and there. And I kind of dummy it down and make it very simple. And I think that's what helps me.
Straight back, we have 2 questions and we'll wrap up here. 2, please.
Hi, Brooks. Last year you entered at Shinnecock as the defending champion of the U.S. Open, and you said basically it was yours. Somebody had to come and take it away from you. Do you feel that way coming in as the defending PGA champion?
Yeah, I mean, I have the trophy. I mean, someone's got to. I feel like I'm playing really good. The last time we played, this championship, I won. So I feel like I like my chances this week. I feel like I'm playing good. If I do what I'm supposed to do, then yeah, I think I'd be tough to beat. But at the end of the day, you never know what's going to happen. You got to go out and go play for a good day. So we'll see when the gun goes off on Thursday.
Last question, 2.
Brooks, you look very calm once you're out there, really controlling your emotions. Is that something you have in your own nature, or is something that you had to work on once you got to the PGA Tour? And how important is that in order to be able to win the tournaments and close them out?
Yeah, I mean, I used to be a hothead. I think in college, I couldn't understand why I hit the ball 15, 20 feet right of the flag. It was very... I just couldn't understand a bad golf shot and get hot, break clubs all the time. And then when I turned pro, I knew I needed to fix that a little bit. It's something I needed to calm down, relax a little bit, take a step back. And once I figured that out, I watched Dustin, obviously, the way he handled it. I liked that. And then G-Mac, you look at his grit and the way he always, he never believes he's out of it. He's always got a chance to win. I kind of took those 2 and kind of made it my own. Another thing, I think I'm very stone-faced, very focused, but I also don't want to give guys an idea of what's going on. I don't want them to. I'm not nervous at all. I don't feel the pressure, because I think I've said it before, pressure comes when you're thinking about results. But when I'm out there, I don't want them to. If I'm hitting 7-iron, then they know they're a club shorter than me, and so it should be a perfect 6. If I miss-hit it and it goes whole high, I'm not trying to give them an advantage of, hey, maybe I miss-hit that, or you see, guys one-arm it. Things like that. I feel like that's giving the other guys an advantage of how you hit it, and they can really tell how they're playing. So I think a lot of times it's more of not to let anybody know what's going on in my head and kind of keep it a mystery. But I mean, I just keep it very simple. I think it's easier to just, you see the ball, try to make it a reaction sport. Last look, you're just looking at the target and you just want to finish it there. It's like shooting a free throw.
This is where the media from the world comes here, prepares their stories, and watches all of the action. This is a major, major event. This PGA Championship coming to you from Bethpage Black here in Farmingdale, New York. So the 101st PGA Championship, and everyone is in attendance. We're looking forward to carrying this for you and giving you updates throughout the week. So for WVVH, stay with us. You're watching WVVH-TV's press coverage of the PGA Championship from Bethpage Black. There's Tiger taking some practice shots here at the driving range. That's Tiger Woods practicing on the course. You can see he's throwing balls down. Some putting onto the green practice from the rough. It's great to see this because we're watching Tiger take some practice shots. In anticipation of this big event here at the PGA Championship. Yeah.
Over here, sir. You're over here. Got a hand.
We're on the grounds here at the PGA Championship, and you can see there are plenty of things for people to do, picnic tables, and you can keep track of what's happening on the course. You can see there's a shot there of defending champion Bruce Koepka doing some practice rounds here on the PGA. But what's a lot of fun is for the young people, they actually have a whole putting green set aside for the new players in this sport. So putt like a pro, they say. PGA, this is a big event, and New York State is represented with Park Police. What's your name, sir?
Oh, Officer Salvatore.
You're ahead with your companion here. Who's your buddy?
Oh, this is K9 Mag.
Tell us a little bit about K9 Mag.
He's an explosive detection K9.
Wow. Well, this is an important event, and a lot of people will be here from all over the world, and it's great having you and K9 Mag with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're at the 101st PGA Championship, the merchandise tent, and I'm with Steve, and you're one of our artists here.
I am, sir. Proud to be the artist for this event in New York City, or in Farmington. Is it
Farmingdale.
Farmingdale. And this is my 20th PGA Championship in a row, but each one has a different flavor, a different character, and this one is spectacular.
So this is the official poster here.
This is one of 3 official posters. So I happen to pick the 18th hole for my poster, and there's another artist that has done a poster of the trophies, and then another artist has done a portrait of a caddy, and she has that on her poster. But I chose the 18th hole because I got up there and it just looked spectacular. So I knew that would be on my poster and on my print.
Well, that's the goal for everybody on Sunday, to make it to that 18th hole.
It is, and it's going to be an exciting event. I understand the top 100 golfers in the world will all be present for this PGA Championship, and I don't think that's happened in quite some time. So it should be.
Tell us about yourself, Steve.
Well, I'm a golfer and an artist, and they say if you paint what you love, it'll show. And so for the last 25 years or so, I've painted for major golf tournaments, and fortunate to be painting for the PGA Championships and the Ryder Cups, and also for the last 6 Open Championships. And there are other tournaments that I'm not at liberty to discuss that I paint for, and it's quite an honor, an honor.
It is an honor. We invite our viewers come to the merchandise tent and pick up one of these keepsake posters. This is beautifully done, and thank you for capturing the artistic side of golf.
Thank you, sir, for stopping by. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Thank you.